How's it going, guys? DVG124, and I'm back doing another album review for the Aquabats. This is the Aquabats Super Show soundtrack, Volume 1, for the music in Season 1 of the Aquabats Super Show. And this album's probably one of the most successful albums in terms of, like, just where it debuted on the Billboard 200 for the Aquabats. And so yeah, this album released June 7th, 2019. There's 27 tracks. It's 48 minutes in length. And keep in mind, this music wasn't made anywhere near 2019. This was more made 2011, 2012. But it was just released to streaming and vinyls, and it was just released on all these music platforms, all these years later. So now we have it now. And a lot of amazing songs on here. There's also a decent amount of skits on here that I'll just be skipping entirely. But I mean, a lot of decent tracks. And so yeah, let's just jump into the first one with Super Show theme song. And this one is the intro to the Aquabats Super Show. They've been using it for years. It's pretty much about a full minute. They perform this live, actually. They've performed this live many times, and they still do. And I'm not going to really talk too much about it. It's only a minute long, and it's their intro song, but they do perform it live. It is a full song, and I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Following that, we have Doing Science from the Night of the Living Cactus episode, where there's a meteor hits and it turns a cactus alive, and they have to make like an antidote of some sort to stop it. And they do that by doing science. And the full song didn't make the show. Only maybe a minute or two did. But the full song is amazing. Mostly backed up with vocals from Jimmy the Robot and Commander and Eagle Bones. And then we also have a solo, session that wasn't in the show with the Commander doing his thing. And this song's actually quite decent. I'm going to give this a strong 10 out of 10. The first 10 out of 10 of the day. And then following that, we have the Cobraman theme. Or wait, was this Cobraman theme? Yeah, this is the Cobraman theme. And this is more of like this is from the Cobraman episode. And it's just him kind of doing a song. And I'm not super crazy about it. It's not my favorite theme song. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I'm feeling a 7 out of 10 for that one. And then following that one, we have Showtime. And Showtime is from the season finale where they fight Space Monster M. This is when they heard what was going on the radio about this not creature, but yeah, this like threat, and then they were gonna go stop it and become like international, like, world-saving heroes. And this is the song that they were playing on the way. They suited up, and this is the song that they played to get ready to fight this threat. And this song is very, very good. This is one of my favorite Aquabats songs of all time. It really gets you pumped. And this is a strong 10 out of 10. Then following that, we have Feel My Steel. This is from the Floating Eye of Death episode, where Crash sees like just these trucker hats in the gas station that he's hiding from the Floating Eye of Death, and they see it with Eagle Bones, by the way. Eagle Bones is there with the gas station worker, and then they see all these trucker hats, and they just make a quick song about it. This one, though, I'm talking about the full one, not the one from the show, because all these have like longer versions. And this one's more of like a rap style one. This isn't like it's more of a rap one. And yeah, not bad or anything. It's quite catchy, and I'm feeling a 7 out of 10 on that one. And following that one, we have the Cowboy Android theme. And this one is my favorite soundtrack or theme song that we've gotten from the Aquabats. That isn't like specifically the Commander or any of the Aquabats. This is like a different song that they made, where it's like it's a Western type of thing with a guitar, and it's incredible. It's explaining so there's some lore where basically the episode is about the cowboy android who, it was like an amusement park, and he went rogue, and he basically kept the guests hostage and forced them to live this old Western life as if it's like the 1800s or something. And basically all these families were just held captive by this cowboy android, and the song is going over like how it happened, what was going on, and like what would happen when someone would try to cross his path and defend themselves. And yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful track, and I'm giving this one a good 10 out of 10. And following that, we have Burger Rain. Burger Rain's one that they've been performing for years, you know. This is from the season opener, the Man Ant one, where they hadn't had food in forever. They had stayed up all night playing a show, and they got interrupted when the burger places were being blown up, robbed and blown up, and they needed food, and they finally defeated Man Ant and all of his creatures and everything, and all of his ants, the giant ants, and they finally found all the burgers, like stockpiled away, and Crash kind of opened up the mountain or whatever that they were all held up in, and just grabbed them with his hands because he was his super size, and just poured them out and made it rain burgers. And then they performed the song while eating burgers, and it's an incredible track, one of the best ones they've ever made. Incredible track, and I'm gonna give that one a strong 10 out of 10. Following that one, we have Beat Fishing. Now, this one I believe is from the Lady Fingers episode where they get all these like college kids and they get them on the battle tram so they can continue their party. And this is more of like a hip hop and pop style. And Eagle Bones actually like just said, "I beat Fish," and I hate this record, and he just walked out. But like everyone else, all the kids liked it, whatever. And this is probably the first like mid full-fledged song. Some of these I'm quite lenient on because they're like more. They're only like they're only like a minute or something. But this is like a full-fledged song, and the high-pitched vocals don't sound very good. And yeah, feeling a 5 out of 10 on that one. And then following that, we have Space Bees. And Space Bees is from, I believe, one of the first or second episodes in it's a cartoon skits. Not necessarily a skit because it's building the story, basically, but in the cartoon segment where bees in space were attacking them, and it was just a quick song where they're singing Space Bees, you know. So but yeah, no, it is catchy. 7 out of 10 on that one. Not really much to say on that one. That's a cartoon one. So yeah, probably 7 out of 10 for Space Bees. And following that is Guy Stuff, which is another cartoon one where basically they just need to build a submarine to get Jimmy, because Jimmy had gotten kidnapped in It's a Cartoon episode, and they needed they were gonna build a submarine to go get him. And yeah, so that's where Guy Stuff comes from. Gonna give that one a 7 out of 10. It's a little better than Space Beast just because it's more fledged out a little bit and makes a little more sense, and just overall a better track. And then following that one, we have We Got This, and this is from the UberCon episode where the UberCon had given every single Aquabat, like UberCon had given out all of these tasks for the Aquabats to go out and do by a certain time. If they didn't do it, then it'd be like shrunk down to very small size and just kidnapped and kept by the UberCon. And all of the tasks were in some way manipulated. Like one of the tasks was like get a golf ball from a certain place, but the twist is that the turf would literally become alive and attack the Aquabats, making it like really hard to get the to complete the objective. One was like get the flag, and one of Crash's job was to get a cherry soda for the UberCon, and the reason and he cheated by that one because he actually cut a hole in his pocket where he lost the money needed to buy it. So he wasn't really he was UberCon was cheating, and before they found out all this stuff, they were going out to set out off to do these tasks. They sang the song "We Got This," and this is another full-fledged song that is it's a rock and roll style, which I'm a big fan of, and it's quite catchy and it's overall a pretty decent song. Um, yeah, I'm honestly feeling a 10 out of 10 on that one. Very, very great track. And then, but following that one, we have Personal Property. This is from the Haunted Valtram episode where I believe it was the MC Bat Commander. Where, well, so what started it was the Aquabats were playing a game, like a tag game, in the graveyard, and the Bat Commander stumbled upon someone's grave, and it had like a bunch of food and objects, and he took all of it, because that was left by their loved ones, and you don't steal stuff from people's graves, you know. And the Bat Commander did. He's like, I don't care. It's just perfectly good food lying around. So he took it, and the spirit had haunted the battle tram and was haunting all of the Aquabats individually, one at a time, and just scaring the hell out of them. Just and at the very end, it is later revealed that the reason why he did that was because the commander they had found out was because the commander stole this spirit's property, this spirit's possessions at his gravesite. So at the very end, he was like chill with them, and like the spirit himself said, "This is my personal property," and he busted out like this heavy metal style sound song, explaining that it's my personal property. And then he just after that he went back to his grave, and they went their separate ways. And yeah, this is a metal song, very metal, and it's not a long song, maybe 30 seconds, something like that. Personal Property is actually, yeah, it is 34 seconds, so I'm feeling a 7 out of 10 on that one. Quite unique, liking it. And then following that, we have Don't Break My Heart. This is from the very end. This was like the end song for the Night of the Living Cactus, because there's like a love conflict and story going on in that, and so like that's kind of where that comes from. For Don't Break My Heart, this is more of a full-fledged song. It's more of a pop or like a pop R&B style sound that works better than I feel like it should. And it's not bad at all. I'm feeling it 8 out of 10 for that one. And following that one, we have The Good Life. And this is from the Laundry Day episode, where they had to do their laundry, and they were gifted a coupon, like $100 coupon for donuts, like right next to the laundry place. So they went there, and they just ate all the donuts they could, and they were just so happy. And it was an incredible song that was building up, giving almost Queen vibes for some of it too. And as the song progresses, at the very end, they're like getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and their stomachs are hurting because they ate all of the food, and except for Ricky Fitness. Ricky Fitness didn't eat any because he's fitness and everything, but all the Aquabats did. And The Good Life, it's a very powerful rock style sound, and it's quite great. 10 out of 10 for that one. And then next up we have Bye Bye the World Passes By. This one was in the Pilgrim Boy episode, the very end. This was the song that the Pilgrim Boys sang to basically kill the giant, well, I can't remember what it was, the giant bug or whatever that was destroying Detroit, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was Detroit. And the Aquabats had the entire episode were like not manipulating, but like forcing him to shapeshift. And when he shapeshifts, it's extremely painful. And they didn't care. They were just shapeshift. Like it doesn't matter, just shapeshift. And at the very end, they had realized what they'd done, and they waste all their time working on that, or working on like trying to get the Pilgrim Boy to shapeshift while that giant bug was destroying Detroit. And so then eventually they found the Pilgrim Boy. He sang the song and turned into fireworks as the monster was killed. Following that, we have Summertime. For Summertime, this one, honestly, I don't even know which episode this one is from. The only one I could really, yeah, this one I don't even know I have no idea what this episode is from. I can make some guesses, maybe. No, I can't even guess really. This might be from the show, to be honest, or not from the show, but the cartoon episode. So I'm not quite sure where this one came from. This might be a season 2 one, not sure. Um, but yeah, this one's kind of more of like a mellow type of track, and just kind of catchy, and kind of feeling like a 7 out of 10 for that one. Next up, we have BRO. This one was an Eagle Bones track from the Eagle Claw episode, where he's just like, he's talking about his brother and fighting his brother, and things like that. And the guitar solo is amazing. When Bat Commander comes in, starts doing the vocals, Eagle Bones and Eagle Claw start going at each other with this, and it's just, this song is really, really incredible, and it pulls the heartstrings, and it's an amazing track. I'm feeling a strong 10 out of 10 on that one. Following that one, we have Robot Dreams. This one is from the Mysterious Egg episode, where the Aquabats had found a mysterious egg, a big egg, and all the Aquabats were wondering what it was. They all were like, it all cut to each individual Aquabat's mind, and like they were in what they thought was in the egg. And then for Jimmy the Robot, this is a Jimmy the Robot only track, and where Jimmy the Robot's actually singing on this one, no instruments from him, and it's quite a heartfelt song. And yeah, I mean, 9 out of 10 for this one. Following that one, we have Lady in the Corner. This is actually another full-fledged song from the Lady Fingers episode. And this one is so mid. This is purely Ricky Fitness. Ricky Fitness sees this girl across the room that was part of the party that they had brought onto the battle tram to continue on, essentially. And he was like hitting on this girl, and that was the song he sang, and it was just mid. It was so bad. It was just not a good song. This is the first like clear miss, other than Beat Fishing. And Beat Fishing, I don't even necessarily think is bad because it's not from one of the Aquabats. That's just one of the records that exist in their world, like a popular record that exists in their world that like is popular among people that they're just playing at for the party. So I don't necessarily hate that one, but this one is not good. Feeling a 5 out of 10 on that one. Next up, we have Winging It. This was like the very beginning of the Cowboy Android episode, where Bat Commander like used dynamite to trap this creature in a mine, and everyone was mad at the Bat Commander because they needed to get the creature out so they could go back to work in the mine. But yet, what the Bat Commander did was he pretty much shut down the mine entirely and keeping the creature inside, which wasn't what they wanted. And the Bat Commander's like, well, you have to be quick on your feet. You have to wing it if you want to be a good leader. And then he busts out into a song about winging it, and it, I don't know, this isn't very long, track, this may be also no, this is longer than I expected. In the show, it was maybe 20 seconds. In the for the actual song, it's about a minute and a half. And it's quite a creative song. I like it quite a bit. It's really good. And I'm feeling an 8 out of 10 on that one. And then after that, the last track on the album, the 27th track. Keep in mind, there's some skits on here that I didn't even add. But so the last track on the album is "Don't Stop." This was the Aquabats' pretty much first song they kind of performed on the show, and this was the Man Ant episode, the one that they were performing at the party, and the actual track is about 2 minutes in length, and it's basically kind of just like going over their journey about how, they started this whole Aquabats band thing, and they just kept going further and further and further with it, and it's an amazing track, and surprisingly, this is technically this is a it's a soundtrack for the show, and yet this has a lot of 10 out of 10s, and this is consistently one of, like, the better albums I've ever seen from the Aquabats, more so than High Five Soup or Charge, or maybe even Fury of the Aquabats if you really go back and look at them. We have 1 10 out of 10, 2 10 out of 10s, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I counted 8 10 out of 10s on this one. It's a lot. It might be the most we've ever gotten on an album for the Aquabats. So that's a Super Show soundtrack. Least favorite tracks, Beat Fishin' is one, and Lady in the Corner, which is actually from the same episode. I'm more towards disliking Lady in the Corner, because that one that's a Ricky Fitness song that he's literally singing. It's annoying. Ricky Fitness has sung better songs, and he's done better performances in the later episodes and later seasons, and it just wasn't very good. I dislike that more so than Beat Fishing, because Beat Fishing isn't supposed to be, like, listenable. It's just supposed to be some generic pop song that, like, kids like. So yeah, not a fan of that one. Favorite tracks, that's tough. This isn't any, like, specific order. My favorite tracks on here would be, like, Don't Stop, The Good Life, Burger Rain, Cowboy Android Theme, Showtime. Those would be, like, my favorite tracks. Those are the tracks I've been listening to for years and that I've enjoyed for years. And yeah, I think those are some of the best songs that the Aquabats have ever done. And for the overall album review, the overall, like, score, gotta give this a 10 out of 10. I can't give it 8. I can't give 8 tracks on here a 10 out of 10 and not give the album a 10 out of 10. There's only two 5 10 out of 10, or there's only two 5 out of 10s, and literally the rest are 7 and 8s with some 9s. There's 9s in here too. So 7, 8 to 9s. So yeah, this is a strong 10 out of 10. Probably this is up there with, I'd say, the Fury of the Aquabats for sure. The Fury of the Aquabats, and Floating Eye of Death and Charge. So quite impressed with this album.